What fun you brought me, Mr. Sin. What fun you brought me. You
I,
know,
I
the
bring all
first
the.
time you had this guest on, I wasn't able to come on. I had something come up. And it was a big blow to me because I was looking forward to that episode.
Because I ranted and raved about this guy for such a long time. Did a couple of episodes for us. Then he kind of disappeared off our radar. He got so busy. It's just like no time for us small people.
And then we started running. And then we started running with friends. And then everything changed.
Daddy,
Yes.
what listen?
But Rika's with us today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, doing great. Been traveling the roads, jumping around all these promotions, winning matches, gaining some gold, and most of all, some amazing memories and stories.
Yeah, but I hear you're in a new. I'm not sure if it's new, but because I'm behind days decent times. But you're in a faction. You're in a family.
Yes, I created a faction.
What's that all about? What inspired you to do that?
You know, the thing about it is in 2024, me and Nathan Sawrose teamed up and gained the CCW Tag Team Championships in Fort Smith, Arkansas, the Classic Championship Wrestling Tag Team Championships. And from that point forward, we got to talking, and I'd pitched the idea of building onto this tag team that we had created, which I had an idea for the family affiliated years ago, but we decided to pull in Gluttony the Big Top Butcher, Smoke the Reaper, Raina Rose, and the whole vibe, the whole stick behind everything that the family represents is showing the masses we are the freak show, but the world is the stage, and it's okay to embrace your flaws. Everybody wears a mask in one way, shape, or form, but it's okay to show your oddity, to show your difference, and embrace those flaws and make them ultimately what is amazing about you. Show the world that they can judge a book by its cover because you are ultimately you, hands down. And it's okay to be you.
And with that mindset, you are one half of the CCW Tag Team Champions.
That's right. That's right. And since the last time we've talked, I've been one half of the tag team champions at CCW, one half of the tag team champions at Renegade Championship Wrestling in Oklahoma City, one half of the tag team champions in Silsbee, Texas at Sadistic Wrestling Federation, the Sadistic Wrestling Federation heavyweight champion, the Warrior Wrestling Alliance innovative champion. There's been a lot going on, man.
Let me ask you a question. What does it take to get into the Sadistic Wrestling Federation? What do you have to do?
Perform top tier. That's all I can say. Getting into Sadistic was one of those things that I knew about them.
Do anything evil? Do you have to do any like sacrifices? Do you have to like eat anybody's souls?
No. That's not the vibe. That's not the vibe. The thing is, man, is you just got to be willing to give back more than you get. You have to be willing to put the fans over before yourself. And
Well,
that
I mean, isn't that the point? You're working for a promotion, not yourself. If people go to see a show, not an individual. At least that's what I believe. I believe,
it's true.
Everybody that shows up to the show, from the wrestlers to the ring announcer to your commentary team to
it's
everybody
true,
else.
It's really
hard. Exactly. Your referee. It's all one show. You're all one family. This is what you're working for. It doesn't matter if you have the greatest match of the night, because if you have the greatest match of the night, that's cool. But let's say that you were in a position to make the show the greatest show, but you didn't care and you just made your match the greatest. Well, guess what? Everybody's going to say the show sucked. Now, let's just say you can make your match great, but also the show the greatest. So you may not be the best match, but the show will be memorable. You do that, now you're an asset. No matter what you do, you're an asset to every promoter that runs a good show.
Well, see, there's one thing that is everything you just said was true, 110%. But a lot of pro wrestlers, a lot of indie wrestlers, they only think about their match and what they've got going on and the thing that they can bring to their match to put it over the rest of them. But the fact is before the card is even built, the day the poster for that show is dropped, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, wherever the case may be, if you see it in the street, the fact is as a performer, as a entertainer, as a part of that promotion, you have to be willing to put that next event over before you even step foot in the door, before anybody, wrestlers, refs, anybody,
You know what?
steps foot in the door.
I think I figured out some of my problems and issues that I've had with indie wrestling. I think that he just figured it out with me, and that's the fact that like 99% of the time, VSW or myself was putting these shows over harder than some of the wrestlers. And I mean, no insult to them, because I mean, I was a sponsor, so as a sponsor, I felt it's my duty to get a lot of eyes and ears on the show. But at the same point, you're right. You want to see all the guys and girls. They should be out pushing this event. It doesn't matter if they have a minor role or they're the main event. You're part of this. Let's share it. Let's get this place packed. Let's make wrestling great. Let's make indie wrestling or this show the top of whatever's happening. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Make it the best, the biggest. Sell it out.
Well, the thing people forget, especially indie wrestlers, performers, entertainers, whatever you want to call them, the thing that they forget is everything is content. Okay. Everything you do as a character, as a gimmick is content. Therefore, if you put out a video and you didn't help pack that building, the video, your match, and everything in between, the moves may look crisp and on point, but the fact is the whole promotion as a whole, your match, everything about it building up to your match looks like trash, and it ultimately devalues everything that you're working toward.
Yeah, I mean, I could go for the promotion itself. You could be the best wrestler possible, but let's say your promoter or your promotion you're working for did not invest in cameras or a good camera crew or the right, lighting or everything, and everything looks just degraded. It's like, well, there goes that. I mean, it takes everything. Like I said, it really does. From who's filming it to who's doing the audio to everything, and then plus the live people, the people that are there live, keeping the show going. Your ring announcers, your referees, even your security staff, everybody that is walking and working in that door. It takes everybody to make that show a success.
100%. And with that said, I've already announced it.
A lot of people do want to put themselves over. They want to be the biggest thing, and that's cool. I get it. I understand it. I learned very early on in podcasting. I was doing decent. Me and my podcasting partner were actually doing really decent. But I realized it doesn't matter how decent I do. I can do amazing. I can do awesome. It doesn't matter because there'll always be somebody doing better.
Right.
And if I'm always chasing that, I'm going to be always chasing that. There's no need. So like a lot of sports that I used to like to play, like golf and stuff, I would play against myself. I would try to beat myself. And that's what I do. Can I do better? Can I make a better show? Can I do a better short film? Can I do a better horror film? Now I'm into kind of horror. And so I try to challenge myself rather than compete against all the others.
Yeah, I completely understand that. And that is one of the main reasons everything that you just spoke on there is coming 2026. I'm starting my own wrestling promotion.
Really?
Yes. Called E2IW. Me and Gluttony the Big Top Butcher. We've been friends since we were 14 years old. And we've traveled all over together. Like I said, we grew up together, and we've always talked about starting a promotion and traveling through all these different companies and things. We finally kind of saw what all these different companies and promotions have to offer the wrestling fan base, and there's things that they do that's great, and there's things they do that's not so great. So we're going to take the little bit of each and every one, put it into one ultimate product, and give back to the masses of the pro wrestling fan base.
I mean, I think that's what it's all about. Now, I did not interview you on your first, run on the show, but so I don't know some of these answers. How long have you been in wrestling for?
I've been in fully 5 years.
Nice.
5 years. Yep. I graduated at the United Wrestling Entertainment Academy of Central Louisiana under legend Dapper Dan, Mid South and Global legend Dapper Dan, who was trained under Ivan Putski. And once we graduated, me and four other great talents, once we all graduated, we kind of drifted out and started doing our own thing with different promotions and stuff. And been pretty much go, go, go ever since.
Well, I mean, that's the way to go. You don't want to, you don't. When you get a good thing going, honestly, you don't want to stop. You don't want to kill your own momentum. Sometimes people are our own worst enemy. We think we're good or we're ahead of the game, so we slow down. And when we do that, we end up becoming lazy, I feel, and we just to motivate ourselves to keep going. So you always got to keep yourself on your toes and pretend like you do have to always chase it, even if you're doing great. Chase that shit.
Look, it's one of those things, man. It's one of those things. If you love what you're doing, you can't get lazy because it's a love. It's just like getting up and if you love going and doing your job every day, or whatever your job may be. If you're an artist, if you love going and painting every single day, you don't dread getting up and going to paint. You look forward to it.
You shouldn't be anyways. I mean, if you are, you're doing something not right.
I can honestly say that I don't really watch movies outside of catching one every now and again with my wife. I don't play video games. I don't own a laptop or a tablet or anything of that sort. The only technology I've got is my cell phone. And everything that I do, if I'm not working my normal 9 to 5 job, I'm working on something wrestling related for the character, the gimmick, the promotion, the family affiliated stuff. I'm always pushing content and building the stuff. And that is why, even though I am relatively new to the wrestling world, most people are, been in 10, 15, 20 years. I am pushed out further than them. I've been on podcasts all over the world. I've worked 24 different companies, been in 9 different states, 43 different podcasts, and all because of constantly pushing the work, man.
No, and I appreciate, I can put into that, I'm similar to that, I'm blessed with the 9 to 5 issue, so everything I've done has been put into my podcast, Wrestling Independent Scene, since 2019, and then recently into horror. I do actually watch a lot of movies, maybe 5 to 6 a day. And I do play video games too, but it's all in between. But it's all considered content.
Right.
I mean, I stream the video games because I enjoy playing them, but I stream them for content. The horror movies I watch because, well, that's my release. I don't really watch a lot of wrestling anymore. So I watch a lot of horror movies. Before I used to, watch a lot of, indie shows. I honestly don't. I follow a few promotions that I still kind of believe in. And everything else, right now, I'm just not into it. I've had these stunts before where I've taken breaks from, wrestling.
Right.
And, but I keep the creativity flowing. Like I said, I go and I make short films. I do, a lot of stuff in the horror world. I go to conventions. I meet and greet people. I do, little vlogs and such. I do figure unboxings and collectibles and unboxings of that nature.
Right.
And so, I too, it's getting a little hot in here. I too, like I said, I didn't, get 83,000 subscribers by doing nothing.
Right.
When shorts were a thing, I had me and my team of guys, that was my other podcast, and we made sure that we were uploading the shorts on the right amount and the times and following algorithms and getting things going, and we were boosting on every short. So I was hitting a couple of million views and 15 million views on different things, and it all drove in thousands upon thousands of subscribers.
Right.
And I just keep my content going. Do I have the same momentum I did when I started? No. But every day I gain a few more. Why? Because I keep it going. I put things out. I keep content rolling. And have I done better than others? Yes, probably. I mean, there's people out there with YouTube channels for a lot longer in the same industry, wrestling world, doing things, and I, blew them out the water with subscribers, views, and everything else. Similar to Victor, he's been top charts in countries and done all this stuff that you wouldn't even know of. I have hit charts. I've hit number 15 in the U.S. for wrestling. I was number 3 in Saudi Arabia for wrestling. I was in UK for entertainment. But this doesn't just come from just like I said, saying we're good or doing things. You got to keep on pushing that
Forever
ball,
grinding.
rolling, and keep on grinding it.
Yep. I completely agree, man. It's not a part-time thing. It is a forever ongoing thing. And just like I tell everybody that's trying to learn about pushing their gimmick and all of their stuff on social media, I tell them, it's one of those deals. There's millions and millions of people on Facebook and Instagram and everything else, and they're all trying to do the same thing for the most part. And if you're not pushing your stuff, you get buried. That's the way the algorithm works. That's the way everything works. You get buried if you're not constantly trying to stay ahead of the game. The next little
Even
curve.
if you do it all right, you still kind of will get buried.
Right.
There's no guarantee on that.
No, it's all a gamble.
You never know what's going to take off, but if it's kind of like the lottery, if you don't put it out there, you don't know. You're not going to get the opportunity to put it
Right.
out there.
If you don't play, you're never going to win. Yeah.
Yeah, but most wrestlers, I mean, have you done your research, Mr. Bloodface, and looked at Rika's profile?
Yeah, we were just talking about how much he's done in such a short span of time.
Very creative. I mean, he's top tier creativity because he does do your own graphic designs, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Only thing that I have not made myself since day one has been my mask and my boots, and that's because I can't work latex and I can't work leather. All my gear I make myself. All my outfits, my tights, and everything in between I do myself. My graphics I do myself. My promotional stuff I do myself. My outsourcing. I mail stuff out personally to fans and things like that for t-shirts and stuff. I make my own t-shirts. Me and Gluttony have 2 shirt presses that we're constantly pushing out our own merch. We do everything in-house as much as we can because that's the only way you're ever going to make money.
It's true. It is the only way.
It is true.
Unfortunately, if you're going to pay everybody to do it, either A, your commissions have to be really cheap,
Right.
or you have to use friends that aren't charging you. Otherwise, you're never going to make a profit. If you're spending $10 on $20 to outsource a shirt, well, you have to charge now 30 to make a profit. If you're making it yourself, you can sell it for 20. Now you've made a profit.
I just don't like, as much as I've got friends that I know would do it for free just on the fact of helping me. That's a quick way to ruin friendships, because eventually they start feeling used if you're making money off their work.
Down here, they don't care. How many people have asked me, can you do a free shirt, do a shirt. I've made one guy like team shirt designs.
A little while
with the turnaround time of an hour, and then when I'm at the show, he still charged me for a shirt.
A little while helping is one thing, but if you're out there and you're pushing out shirts and they're the ones pressing them and they're the ones doing this and this, eventually it's gonna, get a little heated.
Yeah.
Just, and that's human nature, man. They're not getting anything. They're just having to work, and they're getting nothing out of it. And I understand that. Therefore, I taught myself how to sew. I taught myself how to press. I taught myself how to do my own graphics and videos and all that kind of stuff.
I went to school for graphic design, but then after that, I learned how to do, video editing, video effects, how to record properly, videoing, videography, color, grading. All that you just learn on your own. You read, you research, you learn, you do online stuff. Same thing with learning how to sew, make your own stuff. I've played around, with FX, latex, liquid latex, Halloween shit, taking, cheap props, turning them into, masterpiece. But it's just by watching and learning and seeing, you can watch, Cervini freaking, tutorials online and just, kind of learn the best you can. You can go to these schools, you just learn. The more
Well,
you learn, the more you know how to do, the better your asset you are for yourself. Never mind anybody else. That's what you can do, what you can bring to yourself to the table.
well, my main goal with teaching myself how to do that, not only to make sure my stuff looked professional as I progressed and got a little better with all my sewing and editing and things like that. I know so many guys who order from these gear makers and things like that. And no matter if they're different colors or whatever, they all look relatively the same. And I know if I make my own things, if I create my own gear, no matter what locker room I go into, it's
Nobody
unique.
has it. Nobody has it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because no matter
100%.
what, you're right. There's always going to be someone that doesn't have the funds or doesn't have the enthusiasm or doesn't have anything. They're just going to buy that generic version of whatever. You know?
I can honestly say all of my gear, like this whole entire setup that I'm wearing now, my boots, my mask, all of it costs about $250.
That's good.
And that's what usually gear makers pay for pants, just pants.
Well, yeah. And I mean, that looks good. I mean, shit, I would have you do a costume for a movie I was making. Damn. I mean, like I said, that's good work.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you didn't know how to do that, you'd have to outsource for each part. Somebody have to make the hat. They charge you, 200. They charge you 100 and 200 for the vest. Like you
Right.
said, pants aren't cheap. Tights, they get you. Boots, they get you. Everything they get you. All of a sudden, you're at $2,500 for this outfit. You better
Exactly.
start wrestling and getting booked. You have to make that back. You're
Heck,
already
yeah.
starting doing something at a loss.
Well, I've made, since I've been wrestling 5 years, I've made 7 different jackets with the lights. I've made a Christmas one that had mirrors and lights on it, white Christmas lights. I had a spiral Santa hat, like my backdrop here, but it was a Santa Claus hat that had lights around the brim of it. I've made 2 or 3 different top hats. I've made the jackets and all kinds of stuff, and I'm constantly swapping it up because I know eventually, just like with anything, there's going to be others that see what I'm doing and go, I like that. I'm going to incorporate that into my stuff.
Yeah, I can
And,
see someone or two. I mean,
and
not for nothing, but I mean that's kind of the way wrestlers do. I mean,
yeah, it,
I wouldn't even say it's stealing. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's also just inspiration. You see stuff. Well, hell, I want to try that. You guys all do it from people on TV at some
right,
point,
right.
so it's kind of a cycle.
Well, my deal was this, is if I'm constantly swapping it up, you can use what I'm doing. You can try to imitate what I'm doing, and I am flattered by that. But the fact is if you're going to do that, you have to keep up.
Have to keep up. I mean, look for Sashi. He looks like Mikey Riprack when he was tag team champions with Jiri in ECW.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. Everyone's using everyone's ideas.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind. I've had multiple people ask me to make them gear with lights. I had a Viking chick a while back who wanted me to make her a Viking fur thing that had lights in it and all this stuff. I'm not. Do what?
Was it Warhammer? Was he the Viking?
No. I'm not making anybody gear. That's my number one.
Well, you said Viking chick, so I automatically thought Warhammer.
I know you did. It's probably his long, luxurious hair.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at one point he was an ally of us, but we had some falling out. But he was another one. I didn't mind helping him. He needed help with an intro, a song, and all of that. And I said, you know what? I'll do it. And I did do it. You can attest to that, Mr. Sin.
I'm cool with.
There you go. That's what you're trying to imitate.
Yep. I am here to do one thing and one thing only. And that's every promotion, that's every podcast, and that's everything I'm doing. And that is to push the message of pro wrestling and where it come from and how it began and how it can be a better product through every avenue of social media, wrestling in a match, podcast, whatever the case may be. that I can personally. That is my duty as a entertainer, is to come out there and show the masses of today and yesterday, for that matter, and the future, that pro wrestling is more than what you see on TV.
Oh, absolutely. That's what we always believed in. But with the WWID working around the New England area,
It's a fraud.
it really put a cancer in the New England area. Everyone thinks
Yeah, but
they're
I think
bigger than-
everybody has seen that it's a fraud. People have already lost their IDs.
I know,
People
but
we
still,
know have already lost their IDs.
But Louisiana is around the Louisiana area. It's such a different world compared to what you see in New England area. It's like, has the WWID buzz or any of the hype affected where you've wrestled before?
It has, but more around the Texas area than Louisiana. More because I wrestle a lot in Texas, so more around that area. There's a big circle of wrestling promotions from way back in the day and more modern promotions in Texas, East Texas, Central Texas, West Texas, all that kind of stuff. And WWE has a lot of little, eyes down there, and that's
probably
good.
why Vincent left. Once WWE started looking down there, Vincent moved.
See, man, and that's a lot of people's blind spot, is they're always looking to have WWE look at them, and I'm all for that. If that's your end game, if that's your future goal, if that's where you want to be at the end of your career, go for it. Do what you need to do to get in front of those right eyes. But the fact is
I mean, honestly, if you really want to get there, you just find out who's in charge, who wants the blowjob, sign your name to the paper, and go ahead. You'll find your way in. But if you want to work the hard way and do the ID way, yeah, you can do it that way too. But I mean, most of my heroes did it the other way, unfortunately.
I'll tell you exactly how to get wherever you want to go, and it's really, really, really simple. And that is, don't do it for any other reason than for yourself. Don't go out there working every match thinking that only if WWE sees me, only if TNA sees me, only if AEW sees me. If you go out there and you're having fun, if you're loving what you're doing, if you show passion and you're happy and you're persistent and you're unique and you're doing it all because you enjoy what you're doing, the right eyes will come. It's inevitable. The right eyes will see, because you are inspiring each and every person out there to chase their dreams. And by that, your following is going to grow. Your fan base is going to grow. The more, hype you're going to get. And then WWE or whoever promotion is going to see you and go, you know what, that guy's got good stuff going behind him. So we need to really look into him. And boom, yeah, the door's open.
See, Vic, we just need to take that attitude to our shows. So we keep running regardless who listens, and then eventually somebody will. We will get the people.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we're running on half cylinders, unfortunately. I'm still shadow banned in like 2 places.
Thanks, Warhammer.
Literally, ever since then, Facebook.
He kind of accidentally screwed us up.
I don't know if it was accidental. I think he did it one last time just to say screw you.
Yeah, we tried to warn him.
But
what's the different subject? What's the marijuana laws in Louisiana?
I think you can have it if you get your license to get it, but because it's still federally illegal, it's more of a hassle to get it. And if you happen to get stopped for a traffic stop or whatever the case may be, and you have it on your person, they can still arrest you just to be assholes about it.
Are you 420 friendly?
I used to be, but because of my job that I'm with now, I can't anymore.
Well, you can still be friendly. That just means
no. I mean, I'm all for it. No. I'm all for it. If I could, I would. I guarantee that is my. Yes.
No, but I get this because of the federal bans or federal laws. Certain jobs still now require that the drug test.
Well, I work with gas. I work with natural gas, and they drug test regularly and all that kind of stuff. And because you put people's lives in your hands by working with natural gas.
But I mean, but not for nothing. We've had people with nuclear codes on cocaine.
Yeah, and then that's the problem.
That's a big problem.
I mean, we've had it. It works. We're still here. I don't think you hitting the joint working with natural gas unless you were new to the game. Would
Look,
do any detrimental damage? Granted, if you were, I'm saying if you were in pain or something and that was your only method, you didn't want to take pain pills. I would still say that after a good amount of time, your tolerance level would work to the fact that it would take something to get to the fact that
it's
you
just
wouldn't
not.
know what you're doing.
It's just not a chance I'm willing to take. I've got too much to risk to
Oh
lose
yeah,
my.
I mean, obviously something goes wrong and then you get tested. It's like, oh shit, something goes wrong and you're sober. Well, it's an
Well,
accident.
also Rika's a
There's
family
no
man.
there's no fingers to point.
He's also a family man. He doesn't want to lose his job, And
I mean, I look at it like this. My son just got his first, I say adult job today. Matter of fact, he'll be 18 in 2 months, and yes, and I'll be 36 in about 2 weeks. And when it comes down to he's growing up now, my main focus that he's doing his own thing is keeping my wife and our bills paid and keeping my wrestling going. I'm comfortable with the job I've got, being off every weekend, having enough money to travel and do my things with the family affiliated and work all these different companies and get my stuff going out there. I'm not doing or risking anything to mess that up. I've worked and waited too long for wrestling to happen to let anything risk that.
You take a trip to the New England area. That'd be a good family trip. Get
That
some
would
New
be.
England wrestling in.
I think you would do good up here. But Mr. Victor, speaking of family men and family, that I do got something I got to take care of. So I might be back. I might not. If not, I know that Rika is in good hands.
Well, it was nice
My
meeting you, sir.
with you, sir. And like I said, I'm gonna have to get more eyes on what you've been doing because, like I said, I love the message that you are preaching.
Thank
That
you.
work hard,
Appreciate
get go. That attitude is what makes the difference in people.
Right.
Now, do what you need to do, sir. We got this. And you just
Right.
took off like that. Jeez, okay. It's like, good night, buddy. All right,
There you go.
So I mean, you have a full-time job. You wrestle. You have a family. What does your training regimen look like if you train at all?
Well, I go to the school about once, maybe twice a week when I can. It really just depends on how bills fail and gas, because it's like an hour away from my house, and my truck guzzles gas. But I work from 7 in the morning till 4 in the evening every single day, and I usually get home on Fridays, wash all my gear, get everything together, everything ready and packed up, leave at the crack of dawn Saturday morning, hit the road, travel 8, 9 hours sometimes one way, like Oklahoma City, wrestle that evening, do the match that night or whatever, get done, sleep for a couple hours, hit the road, travel all day Sunday, coming back home, get back up, and continue back at work Monday.
Jeez. Is a professional wrestling something that your son's interested in too, or is he just like, that's daddy's thing?
Well, he always has been. Like growing up, he was into it because it's really all we done. Like I built him a wrestling ring trampoline. Like it really was our thing, our bonding thing, and that and skateboarding. Because I was still heavy into skating when he was young, like when he was young. When he pretty much when he started standing, he was getting on a board. And now he officially, about 2.5 weeks ago, started his own skateboard brand.
Oh, nice, congratulations!
Yeah.
Man, he's
Yeah.
smart good daddy.
Yeah, I told him, I would help him do that and push in the same avenues that I'm pushing with my wrestling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He gets in the ring and trains with me. He does. So I mean, he's still into it, but he's starting life, man. I mean,
Right.
he's got his fiance. They've been dating for a year or so.
Oh,
He's
nice.
got his skateboarding, and he just got a car today, and he got his job at Walmart today. So I mean, I can't be upset that he is doing everything in the right manner he needs to do to get his life started.
Yeah. It's a good start though. Jeez.
Super duper proud.
Jeez. So I know that you're when you go to wrestling, you're strictly business. You're a family man. You don't get caught up with the shenanigans and all that stuff. But you've probably seen some things.
Oh yeah.
I was some. I mean, in the Northeast area, there's always something called ring rats that's always hanging around. Is this a thing, or is this like a myth in the Southern Territories?
I do it like this. Okay. I was 17 when my son was born.
Mhm.
And through that whole bit of shenanigans with his mother and all of the drama and bullcrap that we went through when he was young, I learned one thing and one simple thing, and that is I do not have to accept negativity in my life in any way, shape, or form, whether it be from family, friends, loved ones, whatever the case may be. I don't. It's my life. I don't have a long life. 75 years at a good lifespan for most people isn't that long on this earth, and I don't have to let anybody take my time from me.
No, because you're probably looking in the mirror going like, "Holy shit, I'm almost 36. Wait till you almost wait till you almost 50." It's just like, what the?
Well, I mean, my dad's 60, 61, and I let all my friends in high school, like before my son was born and all that stuff. I never went and partied. I was never that guy. I was still at 16, almost 17 years old. I was still out on the trampoline trying to do wrestling matches.
Yeah.
All my friends are out chasing girls and drinking and partying and all that stuff, and constantly into drama. Somebody's boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever the case may be. And just like you were talking about ring rats, now I'm around a whole new locker room of folks. All these different guys. A lot of them got girlfriends, a lot of them single, a lot of them whatever. And they're always chasing this one or that one, or just into bullshit drama all the time. And I'm like, look, I come here to perform. I've got my wife who is very supportive of everything I do and is an amazing, amazing woman. And I'm blessed to have her. I've got my son. I've got my dog, my cat, my job, my best friend that I've known since we were 13, 14 years old, and we're wrestling together. I trained him at the wrestling school, and he got his license under me. And it's just been, I'm not doing anything to mess that up.
No, I
Period.
I hear you. I mean, when back in my younger days, when I was so old, I was bartending those first places in the Connecticut area. A couple of them were gentlemen's clubs.
Yeah.
And you have friends of mine going like, oh, gentlemen's club. You see this? Yeah, I seen this. You seen that? Yeah, I seen that. What did you do? I stopped the bar. I helped the bar back, and I went home.
I worked.
It's like, what do you do? I have to drive 50 minutes to get home each night. I mean, I feel bad for the bar back because, you start off, it's probably the same thing as wrestling. You start off in a certain level, like a young boy or whatever you call it in Japan.
Right.
And, you stay after and you help out.
Yeah.
And you say like, oh, you probably have any opportunities. No, I mean, girls always stayed after Saturday night. They always did blow with the management team. They drank shots of Absolute. I still remember the shots of Absolute. I was just like, I could either put the money down or I can have a clean lady clean my house. I don't have to worry about cleaning at all.
Dude, I'm never, ever been a drinker, a partier type guy. I've always been one to look at everything for what it could be, not for what it is. Mm-hmm. And being around the people that I've been around and all of that, once I realized that there's a lot of people that chase that drama bug. You know what I'm saying? They're constantly into every day has some kind of problem every day. And I keep my circle very small. I don't hang out with anybody outside of my best friend and my wife. And I've got a lot of acquaintances. I don't have many friends. Let's put it that way.
And you're happy.
The happiest I've ever been in my life. I'll tell anybody as of now at this spot currently right now, October 23rd or whatever it is, 24th of 2025. I am the happiest I've ever been. My son's doing good. He's got a fiance, job, car. He is starting life in an amazing way. I've got my wife who loves me dearly, my cat, my dog, my home, my job, and my best friend. Both my parents, thank God, are still alive. I cannot be any happier. Do I have $1 million? No. No, I don't. But the fact is money can't buy happiness. And I'm a living embodiment of that.
No, because I believe the term broking is not about financial situation. It's about your mental mindset. That's what it is. Like, you got to be in your own peace. If you're in your own peace and you're happy, you're never going to be broken in life.
That's it. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have peace, you've got nothing. If you don't have peace, you've got zero, zilch.
I sometimes you guys sit back and just, like, this could be this old man talk, but sit back, and even when life is tough, you just have to sit back and be like, where you came from.
Oh, yes. Wow. 100%, man. There's days, everybody's got them. Everybody's got crap days from time to time. And I do a live every day on my TikTok, on my normal TikTok. And I always say this little line, and it's, always push for positivity. Always make the most of each and every day. If you get a chance to make change, make that change. Because there's so many people out there that never will get the chance to make the changes you get to make today. If you see somebody going through some troubling times, be that shoulder to lean on. Be that ear to listen. You ain't got to fix their problems. Just let them know you're there for them if they need you. And one day, when you're going through your own troubling times, somebody will be there to pick you up and give you that same good common courtesy and positive energy and push it on to you. So be there for somebody. Pay that good vibe forward. And that's the way I get through every single day. No matter how crappy my day is, I try to lift somebody else up because I know there's people out there that have it way worse than me.
Yeah. All I can say personally is, after this recording, just go to your wife, give her a hug, and give her a kiss, say I love you, because
no, definitely.
I mean, people get relaxed and think, like, this is life, it's gonna last forever. It doesn't last forever. I'm going through a divorce right now. It doesn't last forever.
Yeah. I mean, you never know when the end is gonna be. So why? I saw something the other day and it really resonated with me. It really made me feel some type of way. Dude was like, what if I gave you $10 million right now? Dude's like, oh, I'd love that. He's like, what if I gave you $20 million? Dude's like, I love that. He said, I'll take it right now. He said, but the only stipulation is you don't get to wake up tomorrow. You got to spend it all right now. He goes, no, man, you can keep that money. And he's like, so you're telling me the life you're living right now is more valuable than $20 million. And it's like, he's like, why don't you treat it that way?
Yeah.
I mean, value doesn't come in a monetary number. Value comes from what's in your heart, and how you make a mark in this world. By the time you're gone, are you going to leave something for people to talk about? Leave the world a little bit better than you found it, or are you going to, chase that dollar all the time and everything else, and all you're going to be known for is, yeah, he had a fat bank account, but what has he done?
Yeah. Very good point. Like I said before, you're very wise. We don't get wrestlers like you around here.
This is me normally, man. This is me every single day, brother. I mean, I'm that person 24/7, and it makes me feel good as a human being. Not only that I get to chase my dream. There's so many out there that I know would love to do what I'm doing, or even other things, whatever their dream may be. But I'm getting the chance, the amazing chance to do what I, at 8 years old, saw myself doing one day. And I'm not going to take advantage, or I'm not going to let that blind me, because I'm going to enjoy every single second and inspire others to do just what I'm doing. I grew up in a small town with a bunch of dream killers saying that wrestling was stupid and it'll never happen and this, and this, and just doubting and pushing for get a normal 9-to-5, work a regular job. Wrestling doesn't happen here, blah, 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 blah. But I didn't listen to them. I continued doing what I was doing. And at 30 years old, I became that professional wrestler. And then 6 months after that, the same people that told me it would never happen, the ones that told me that wrestling was stupid and this, that, and the third, was bringing their kids and themselves paying to see me win my first championship and buy my poster and pay to take pictures with me and all of that kind of stuff and ask for my autograph. And as easy as it would have been for me to look at them in the eyes and go, I told you so, it was so more bittersweet to say thank you. Because you're the reason. Your doubt, your discouragement is the thing that pushed me more than anything.
Also, there must be some people around your town that knows what you look like without your mask and be like, he would
100%.
tell you. But when that first started, that must have given you like kind of, because the whole Victor Sin legacy around Windham County area is starting to catch wind a little bit. So you're like in town, and if you hear Victor Sin, just like with you, like Rika Wildlee, like that first couple of times had it been like, well, at first it's like, what the, oh yeah.
The thing was, man, is when I was in high school, I used to paint my face all the time. So, I mean, I can say from like 9th grade all the way till I was probably 26 or 7, I used to randomly just paint my face up just because I enjoyed it. You know, I just painted my face, whatever. And people thought I was weird. I mean, I got kicked out of football games because I would go out in public like that just because I enjoyed it. It's what I enjoyed. Now, I live in a small little redneck town, and that's fine. But they would look at that. He's just a weird clown guy. He just paints his face up for no apparent reason. It's not even Halloween. It's July, you know. But Rika come from my D&D character from high school. That my D&D character was Ricochet. And that's where that name come from. My middle name is Lee. And I was originally going to be Rika the Wild Card Lee. But
Okay.
I started doing a lot of research and things like that. And I realized that there's a wild card in every single promotion pretty much ever. There's somebody that calls themselves the wild card. So I was like, you know what? I don't know anybody that's using the name Wildlee. So I became Rika Wildlee. And them looking at me now, all these people that want to buy my posters and are constantly telling me how proud they are of me and all that kind of stuff, and even invited me to the school to do a little seminar with the kids at one point when my son was still going up there, you know, talking about dream chasing and this, that, and the other. It made me feel real good.
Yeah.
You know, that the one person that they doubted, and they said, because I wore the black clothes, I had the chain wallet, I had the piercings and all that kind of stuff. And I mean, to an extent, I still do. But over 20 years of letting them, you know, beat me down character-wise, I overcame that, became who I wanted to be, aspired and done what I said I was going to do. And now I get to inspire other people that have that same mindset but are too scared to bring it to the forefront. That's my whole gimmick. That's my whole everything, is I want to show you that no matter how weird, no matter how odd, no matter how left to center you may be as a person, as a character, and everything, as long as you're not doing anything negative and hurting anybody, do you. Be you. Be happy with what you see in the mirror. Don't let the world tell you who you are, because the only person who knows is you.
That's a good point to bring, especially with autism rising in this country. You know,
Yes.
people, they're scared. They're different. They're scared.
It's crazy because the spectrum is so vast on autism. You know, I mean, there are so many different levels to that stuff, and knowing what we know now about that, there's a lot of people that probably back in the day should have been diagnosed with autism. You know, but instead of looking at that as a, you know, as a negative, looking at it like it's a hindrance, look at it as a superpower. Because yeah, they may not learn like everybody else, they may not be as quick to pick up everything, but there's something that they find that they are over the top into, and they could be the next amazing person at that. I'm going to use Bob Ross as an example. You know, I don't know how smart he was outside of painting, but the dude was an amazing artist. and had the most solemn tone voice and done everything in his power to inspire others to do the same by bringing beautiful art to the world. And who's to say that this person with autism can't do the same thing with whatever they're into?
Especially Mark Zuckerberg, he has like Asperger's disease or something like that, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% guy. There's something going on. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but
they have because it goes like this. Everyone's different. If everyone was the same, it'd be like Nazi Germany or whatever. The
it'd be a
soldiers,
dull place.
It's not like that. Everyone's different.
Yes, that's why I say embrace the bizarre. Embrace your difference. Embrace your bizarre. Embrace your difference. Everybody in the family affiliated, all these characters, the 5 different characters, they are literally all different. There's not one. We don't wear the same gear. We don't wear the same style. We may wear a same T-shirt every now and again, but
that's merch.
Right. That's just merch to show we're a team. But
yeah,
over the top is we're a freak show family. At the freak show, everybody is different and put on a pedestal based on their flaws, based on their differences. Everybody out there has something that they're scared to show the world for the fear of the world judging them based on that.
Yeah.
So as a human, as a person, as a soul, as a heart, I think the most beautiful thing you can be in this world and give to the world is whatever you ultimately bring to it. Don't hide it. Don't be ashamed of it. Show the world who you are so that others will take that same road, seeing you be comfortable in your skin and in your abilities and everything else. And one day they'll open up enough to do the same. And it just domino effects like that. Before you know it, you've got a whole group of people and they've all just become okay with who they are.
You just think that social media though is a negative jolt that's saying that revolution back?
Yeah.
Because, let's take like the whole Charlie Kirk assassination, for example. You can say that you don't believe, like with us, we did not saying we believe in his views or whatever, but he was a father, he was using his freedom of speech, and he got shot down in front of his kids. That was our point of view, that was sad for that. Whatever,
and you're right.
This human being, and these people are still shit on, you try to be different, try to have your own opinions, and like social media would just zap you and make you feel like a piece of shit.
Well, and that's the thing, man, is you're going to have pros and cons to everything. You're going to have people that talk good, people that talk bad. But the fact is you're never, ever going to be able to stop that. You're never, ever going to be able to put a complete stop on a one-way sided viewpoint, no matter who it is, no matter. And even if morally, just like you said, regardless of his political views or religious views or whatever, he was still a dad. He was still a human, and I completely understand that. But there's people that don't see past, they don't see that deep into it. All they see is what he talks about, what he represented, and this, that, and the other, and that's what they judge him on, face value and his views. They don't see the person. They don't look at him as human. And instead of the way social media works, instead of pushing your viewpoints and trying to make people accept the fact that regardless of his views or whatever, he's still human. He's a dad, he's a father, he's a husband. It sucks that happened to him because he's human ultimately. Instead of trying to make people understand that fact, just let them think what they're going to think. Don't let them fish you in to more. What's in your heart. That it's ultimately wrong to take a life. He may have his own opinions, and everybody does, but it's not okay to take a life, period. It's not.
No.
I mean, and I'm not saying there's not, exceptions to the rule every now and again, depending on the things that people do. I don't agree with, but ultimately, if you're not hurting anyone, you're not causing any, you're not hurting anybody by speaking your voice, speaking your views.
Yeah.
There's both sides, two sides to every coin. and it's okay to have those views. But am I going to comment on it? Am I going to jump into a comment section and try to, make people understand why I feel the way I feel and why it should or shouldn't have happened? No, I'm not. I'm not going to let them fish me into that rabbit hole.
Yeah, you don't. I always believe that. You always hear about the matrix, and I believe social media is the matrix. And it depends how you use it.
And yes, it is the best and worst tool that has ever been invented since the beginning of time.
Exactly. Have you ever been like in one of those days that you have to promote, but you're just like, I don't want to just deal with the social media BS. But
Thing is, man, is I don't ever, and I say this with a completely honest heart, I don't ever have any BS on my social media ever. Like I don't. I mean, everybody, if somebody comments, it's always a positive. The only time that I've ever had I'd say the last year, is I may have had somebody comment on a YouTube page talking about wrestling's fake, but that's just a troll.
Yeah,
that's not so much them talking about me in particular. That's just somebody trolling wrestling, and you're gonna have those.
Yeah, just those knuckleheads.
Yeah, just trying to stir crap, trying to get you all riled up. Let them talk, man.
It's like everyone's entitled to their opinion.
I don't let people under my skin. I don't, and I think that fires up more people than anything is the fact that if you try to get under my skin, I have no issue letting you think you're right, letting you think you won the argument, letting you think you've got one over on me and all of this. By all means, like I said earlier, 75 years is a good lifespan for most people. Yeah. And if I give you 1 second of my time, that is a piece of my life that I'm never going to get back, that I wasted on you. I'm not allowing you that.
Yeah, once again, it's about sitting back, just saying like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with the BS. I'm going to deal with what makes me happy.
Yes.
It's like, I'm not sure if it's going around Louisiana area, but last weekend was the No Kings protest. And I was just like, what is it's a beautiful fall day in New England area. What is this truly about? Because I much rather, which I did, spend the fall day with my kids.
Right.
It's like, and we're a media-based, podcast. I could have done local, gone to downtown Brattleboro in 3 different areas. And got interviews and probably done well and maybe gone viral. But it was just.
But would it have been? The thing is, man, is you can get, and I'm going to use that as saying cheap heat. Going down there and getting your interviews and all of that and showing the one side of the people that are protesting and all this kind of stuff. Is it going to be the publicity that you actually want? You may went viral, but is it going to be something to ultimately benefit in a positive manner your podcast? And I think not.
No, because it's like we had like you on the show. We say like you're a bright star in the future, catch you around your YouTube channel, stuff like that. We believe in you. We believe, what you do. If we did the No Kings thing, it would just be like, yeah, hi, how you doing?
This here plays on both sides. This podcast right here that we're doing, this interview we're doing, plays on both sides. There's good and there's bad, and there's dark and there's light, and there's good things about wrestling, there's bad things about wrestling, life, and everything in between. But if you were to go down there and interview somebody that is in the middle of this protest and all of that, it immediately makes your podcast look one-sided.
It does. It does, and especially if you're someone like me who's just like, all right, I have someone come on to explain this to me. I don't get it, and I could be absolutely genuine, 100% pure. If you question, it's like with the I don't want to get that political on this show, but like with the Black Lives Matter movement, I was just like, I don't necessarily understand it. And I try to reach out and say, can someone could explain to me off the air so I can go on the air to be more educated, all these things. And right away, because I questioned it, I'm racist.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
How is that? explain this to me.
And it's scary, man. It's scary that it goes and flips dark that quick.
Yeah.
Flips in a negative that quick, when all you're trying to do is get a little more educated about the situation. You're not, you can't be opinionated on something you know nothing about. I can't share my opinion on what it is or it isn't because I don't know. I don't know about it. So all I'm looking for is to get more educated on the reasons behind whatever, not just that thing there, but all different things going on in the world.
Yes.
It serves me no purpose as a human, as an entertainer, as a professional, or whatever the case may be, podcaster, to go out there and voice my opinion online or on air or off air if I don't know enough about the subject. I'm not going to talk to you about physics on a wrestling podcast when I don't know jack nothing about physics. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just one of those deals. So,
right. Especially if you, I could have gone to a protest and been like, can you explain this to me? And feel like it's like 600 against 1 here because I'm asking legit questions.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know. I just enjoy my weekend with the kids.
Yeah, I completely get that, man. And that's why I'm home with my wife. I talk to my son. I spend time with my dad, my mom when I can, and I do my wrestling. I mean, I don't, like I told the other guy earlier, I don't watch TV, really. I don't play video games. I don't own a video game. I own a PS2, and I don't even know if it works anymore. But I don't watch TV outside of maybe a movie with my wife. I don't own a laptop. I don't own a tablet. I don't own anything outside of my phone. And if I'm not working at my normal job, I'm doing something to promote my wrestling because I love it. I've always done it. I just never had a reason to until the last couple of years.
Yeah, because you're your own brand and your own creativities out there, your own signatures out there. It's like what you see right now. It's like it's not you creating your own gear with it. It's your own signature, your own brand, not just saving a couple bucks.
Right.
So much into it than just I can save money this way. No, it's like you learn how to sew. Well, I don't know how to sew. I sew right there. What guy out here knows how to sew? You do.
It was one of them deals, man, is I never thought about getting, because I used to do, I could sew, but it wasn't pretty. Let's look like back in the day, because I used to go to like the Renaissance Fair and stuff like that, and we'd make our own costumes to go or piece together costumes to go, and I could make it work for the day, for 2 days, at the Renaissance Fair, but it's not something that I could use every single weekend and it not fall apart.
Yeah.
But this stuff here, that's why I had to go out of my way to teach myself how to carry, learn how to sew and learn how to build and all this kind of stuff. So I could make sure that these people that see my stuff every weekend are paid this good money. They're not seeing the same old guy in tights that ordered his stuff from eLucha. And I'm not knocking eLucha, but everybody's got a pair of tights from eLucha.
Yeah.
And if you go out there and you're giving these people that worked all week, busted their ass all week to make this little check and spend their hard-earned money to bring their kids or grandkids to this event, you're not giving them something to enjoy. You're just giving them another generic match. Then I think you're really spitting in their face and doing them a disservice.
That's what's going on with New England. It's just like kind of like this match again.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like, all right, and after a while, you're just like, you wish him luck, but it's like, it's not working out. It's just
look, that's why I refused for a long time, refused to stay with one company. Mm-hmm. That's why a lot of these companies ended up strapping me up with belts because they knew I had to come back if I had the strap.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally was jumping from company to company every single weekend, another state every weekend, sometimes 2 states and 2 matches in a day, in a weekend. And I was on the move all the time. Like last year, I wrestled 50 something matches. This year so far, I've wrestled 46, I think, or no, like 40 or something. It's been a lot, but I'm always jumping around to the fact of I don't want these people to get complacent. I don't want the fans to get complacent. I
Right.
want you to have to keep up with me. If I'm at the same spot every single weekend, you're never gonna check my Facebook. You're never gonna look for me online. You're gonna go, okay, he's gonna be at this venue this weekend, probably going against Joe Blow again, and whatever. And it
Yeah.
gets boring. I, I'm all about the hook. I'm all about the draw. I'm all about the story. And just like me promoting myself from your town, that's where I'm billed from, is your town. Because when I walk through the curtain, before I walk through the curtain, when they go, Rika Wildlee, the barker of the bazaar from your town, if you've never seen me before, even if you have, you're immediately going to go, from my town? What? Do I know this guy? Have I seen him before? Does he work down at the local hardware store? Does he work at McDonald's, at the grocery store, whatever? You're already on the hook. You're trying to place me in your life. And then you see me with the mask and the lights. So now you're drawn in.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
sitting on the edge of your seat, completely invested, and I haven't even gotten the ring yet.
Yeah, because it likes the energy. It's like you're coming out with your aura, and people are just attracted to it.
I mean, they're watching my mannerisms. They see my long hair, they see my earrings, and they're doing everything in their power to place me in their life because I'm from their town. But the whole thing is that's what a carnival does. It goes from town to town to town to town to town.
Yeah.
So them already being invested in who I am and drawn in makes the match 1,000 times easier because I've already got them on the hook.
Yeah. I'm glad I had you on because we've gone through a little BS through New England wrestling, and our love of wrestling is damaged. But I'm glad I had you on.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad we finally got to link back up and I got to come back on.
I appreciate it. But before we do the whole sign off and everything, because it must be hot in that mask and wearing everything. It must be hot.
I get used to it. I mean, it's hot, but I get used to it.
From a non-judgmental point of view from the show, no matter what we think about Warhammer, what is your opinion on the guy?
I've never had a problem with Warhammer. I've never had any outside, we've never hung out outside of wrestling locker rooms.
Mm-hmm.
We've worked a bunch of different venues together, a bunch of different companies together, at least 3 that I know of. And I've got no problem with Warhammer. Everybody's got their flaws. Do I think, being opinionated online is kind of salty? I know I've heard, I don't know because it's not my business, but I've heard on multiple different things. People say that, he talks things on his podcast and stuff like that. But if he feels and deems it necessary for him to get on his platform and speak his mind to his fans, who am I to stop him? You're not going to stop him. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, good or bad. I may not like it, but it doesn't make it right or wrong. It just makes it their opinion. And I just, as a person, I've got 0 problems with Warhammer. Great worker. I've had a match with him, the Hammer on a Pole match. And I've got no problems man to man, person to person with Warhammer. He's never done anything to me personally, so I can't say anything negative about the man.
Yeah, me personally, I have no issues with them. It was between him and Versace, and then he was like jumping on me while we were recording live. And
yeah, that's
I got block you right now, dude. I mean, you can see that we're recording right now live. Why are you?
That's childish. That's childish. That's if you're going to do something like that, don't bring it to the screen.
Yeah.
By all means, message me, call me. My phone is always on Messenger, has a FaceTime and a regular call deal.
He messaged me, but you could tell that we were live at the time. It was just like, we're live at the time. Why are you messaging me about this now?
Right. Like, let's squash it. Let's talk about it. Whatever the case is, or bad or good, whatever. Let's just talk about it off air to where we can. I want to know why you feel this way. I want you to know why I feel this way. And if we can't come to a mutual agreement and a center point, then let's just not speak at all. No bad blood. You do you. I'm gonna do me, and that be that. I can't let other people live rent free in my head, and I hope you can't either. for whatever the case. If you feel some type of way about me or vice versa, that's fine. Everybody is entitled to the way they feel, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't make. I don't have to cower down to you, and you don't have to cower down to me.
Oh, my thing was just like, it has nothing to do with me. It's with you, Versace. Why are you bothering me with this? You know, it's just like,
Well, I mean, you just got caught in the crossfire.
it's like I'm in the crossfire.
Yep.
But no, other than that, in the beginning of this podcast, first of all, when it comes to podcasting, there's a lot of podcasters out there, especially someone like Versace and I. If you ever message me and say like, "Hey, what you said about this? You didn't mean that, did you?" We do it for the shock value, entertainment purposes only.
Oh yeah.
Whatever he says, I don't know what he. But the only thing is, when he started and we carried his brand, we had a lot of people messaging us, going, "See, like, is he okay? He sounds suicidal."
Oh wow.
Very depressed, like very like, I don't know what to do, you know. And they're like, "Is he okay?" We're like, so we're just like, "What do you mean?" So we listened to him, we messaged him like, you know, we're getting these messages, dude. You know, this is which he picked it up, was upbeat. But that's why I asked, you know, not just for, you know, intel for like Versace and him. It was just like, as a person, what we don't see behind it.
Right.
Was because I wish him well. If he ever contacted me and say like, "Hey, you know, can you hook me up as the promoter in New England?" I would see what I can do.
Thing is, man, is I give everybody, and I do mean everybody, the benefit of the doubt. Always, I meet everybody with the same respect as I do if I've known you 20 years or if I've known you for a day. But only thing is, if you give me a reason not to mess with you anymore, or not to have you, if you don't bring any kind of positivity or good vibes or bring a good message to my life, then there's no reason for you to be there.
Absolutely. Just like when you talk about being different, being like a clown down the road or whatever like that. You know, as long as you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. I don't care if you're a clown, trans, whatever. I don't care. I don't care. But if you start like going like clown life in the family, you must, you know, conform. We got a problem here. It's like if I want a brochure, I'll ask.
Look. My wife's biggest fear is clowns. Okay. And always has been. And when I decided to start doing this gimmick in 2019 and brought the mask out and showed her the drawings up of it and all that stuff, because it all started on Facebook doing promo battles. And she was like, "Why a clown?" Because I mean, at that time, I wasn't painting my face really anymore. I stopped doing that years ago. And she was like, "Why a clown?" And I kind of told her what was going on and this, that, and the other. And she was like, "Okay, but it stays in your man cave. If you're doing promo stuff, it stays in your man cave. Don't bring it out here." And then when I joined the school and started doing the wrestling and all of that, I showed up day one in the mask. I don't think my coach actually seen me, my bare face, outside of the first time we met till after we graduated. Because I showed up in the mask, I wrestled in the mask, I trained in the mask. I did all that because he didn't believe in the gimmick. He didn't want me to do it. He thought it was childish and stupid and everything else. He hated it. He's old school. He did not like the clowny. He don't like the character gimmicks. You know what I mean? And he really beat me down about that. But just because you don't like it, don't mean somebody else won't.
Yeah.
May not be your cup of tea, and that's fine. But that goes for everything in the world. Everybody's got their own cup of tea. Everybody's got their own dislikes and likes, and that's cool. It's what makes the world go round, is the fact that everybody's different. I don't have to like what you like, and you don't have to like what I like. But the fact is you're not wrong, I'm not wrong. But it's different.
Yeah. This is the third time you've done a podcast with me, around that, right?
I think it's well, maybe in the third time. I don't know, dude. I've done so many in the last 2 years. It's been insane. I'd have to go look. I've got them all wrote down.
Do you mind if before we sign off, do you mind if I ask you one personal question?
Go for it.
In your wrestling career, have you ever worn the mask in bed?
No, that was the biggest rule.
That was no bedroom.
Not in the bedroom, period. Like, now I've got a man cave had a man cave for that reason. Like, all my gear and all that stuff stays in there.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just like in the closet, just like this is
yeah.
in the closet.
Well, I mean, she is kind of accepting of it now. Exposure therapy is a thing,
Yeah.
being around it for so long. But at first, she's like, look, you just keep it over there and we'll be cool. And then she'd come to the matches and she'd watch me with fans and record my matches and stuff for me. And she's kind of got more used to it now that it's become, known and people are cool with it. But at first, she was not. She did not dig the clown mask.
Was there a reason? Was there a childhood trauma or anything, or just?
I don't really even know. She just did not like clowns.
It took me a while to warm up to clowns because I was so young watching Poltergeist, and there's
Yeah.
so that, of course I'm just like, that's why when I see a clown, it's like, oh, that's cool, but I always have that back in my mind shiver.
There was always a difference to me between clown. There's your cool looking clowns like myself, and then you've got your overly happy. They're just ridiculously happy, sketchy clowns.
Those are the killers.
Yeah, those are the ones that even I'm like, okay, dude, you better back up, bro.
It's like the vanilla guy down the road that goes to church and everything. He's the psycho killer, not the one that.
You got your Rika clowns and you got your Ronald McDonald clowns, okay?
He's absolutely right. So where can people find you on social media? Because I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. It looks really cool. I'm willing to have more subscribers than me, but where can people find you on social media?
I've got Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, or X. And it's all under Rika Wildlee. Cool thing about it is I could I'm gonna send you, I've got a link deal that has all of my links in it. It's one website, but I am the only Rika Wildlee in existence. So I'm the first thing that pops up when you Google it. When you Google my name, I'm the very first thing that pops up. So you can find all of my
these days. That's extremely hard to do these days. Trust me.
Right. So you can find all of my stuff by just Googling my name. Rika Wildlee Instagram, boom, it'll pop up. Rika Wildlee Facebook, boom, it'll pop up.
Or anything we could do for you, man, just shoot me a message, any promotion stuff, shoot me we are rebuilding our network, because of
before we jump off here, I meant to tell you, I was talking to him earlier. So I'm starting my own wrestling promotion.
Nice.
Yes. Exist to Inspire Wrestling. It's going to be in between Louisiana and Texas for now until we kind of test the waters and see where we stand, but it's going to be coming 2026. Okay. Start at the beginning of 2026. We're in the process of getting everything lined out to get our first show rolling to where we got enough finances to back it all. But traveling to all these different companies and things, I've met a lot of wrestlers. I've met a lot of different folks that really, dig what I'm doing and dig what I bring to the table and are willing to come and work for a company that me and Gluttony the Big Top Butcher are putting on. We work together every single day. We work at the same job. We're best friends. We wrestle together. I mean, we literally hang out 24/7. Him and my wife are the only two people that I hang out with 24/7. Yeah. And we talk wrestling every day. We promote every day. We're constantly doing stuff. And now we're starting this company. And E2IW is also in that link. Exist to Inspire Wrestling. Motivation for the masses. That's what we're calling it.
Yeah, definitely. Shoot me some links. We'll have you on the show. I mean, once everything dies down, with my personal issue, and now that I'm single, I can actually start traveling a little bit more. So
I love that.
I mean, can't be that expensive traveling out of Louisiana. I mean, fucking.
Nah, man, probably not. And I know a hotel room's cheap.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're like dead center New Orleans or anything.
No, we're more central Louisiana and East Texas.
Yeah, so.
But as we work all the kinks out of all of that, I'll definitely be letting you know, and you can come check it out.
Yeah, to check it out. We'll have you get back on the show. We'll push it. If you have wrestlers that sign on, you're like, hey, let's talk about, use us. Use us like you're a jacked 6-pack and a bunch of ring rats. Use us that way. We are around for you, my friend.
I appreciate it so much, man. I'm gonna keep everybody posted, and I'm gonna send you that link with all of my. It's got my stuff and all the family affiliated links as well, all in one website. So
Very cool. Very
yeah,
cool. Well, good talking to you, my friend. Thank you very
yeah,
much for coming on.
yes. I hope life begins to treat you well once all your stuff dies down and everything starts looking a little more upbeat for you. And I will be in contact with you very, very soon, brother.
Well, I always look at life as like you probably do as well. The glass being half full, not half empty.
Oh yeah, man. You know what? No matter how dark today is, tomorrow's anew. You know what I'm saying?
Tomorrow's new. You're right.
That's right.
You're
But
right.
you have a good night, man. Take it easy, and I will message you very soon.
Yeah, we'll keep in touch, my friend. Thank you very much for coming on.
Definitely.
And thank you for everyone listening and watching. This is Horror Nights. What? I don't know where Versace is, but we got it done. The professionals got it done.
That's right.
We'll see everyone next time. Take care. Good night. And see you later.